Welcome back. I hope you've been enjoying our video series. This week's video focuses on validating responses in families. To validate is to communicate that we understand or accept a person's experience or actions and/or communicate the legitimacy of those experiences or actions. Invalidation, of course, in contrast, means that we communicate that the other person's experiences or actions are not legitimate. Notice that validating expresses understanding. It's not really validating if just empty words, of course. We've done a lot of research on validation in families, and even on validation in psychotherapy. And it turns out that there are a lot of ways to validate another and a lot of ways to invalidate. One of the key messages of family connections is that validation helps to build or rebuild relationships and helps the other person reduce his or her emotional arousal and increase accurate expression and emotion regulation. Presumably, we're hardwired for validation to have this soothing effect on our emotions. In this video, we explain more about validating and invalidating responses and suggest and demonstrate some fairly easy ways to validate another person, even in what might be difficult situations. We revisit John, Mary, and Anne-Marie and see how Mary expresses herself, and then John uses relationship mindfulness and validation. This helps them reconnect and reduce Mary's dysregulation and even helps orient her toward more skillful actions. We follow this family through several steps, including daughter Mary's interactions with her boyfriend, Jim. We also revisit Father Mark and his daughter Sarah and explore the very different impact that validating has rather than invalidating. Validation is at once simple and complex. This video does a nice job orienting to what validation is and how to do it. However, we spend a lot more time in our actual Family Connections program exploring validating responses, finding ways to do it even when it's difficult, and balancing validating valid experiences a person has, while at the same time maybe pushing him or her to do something different as well. I hope you enjoy this week's video and come back again next week for the last video in our series.